Morning all, welcome to Peas in a Pod. We're going to do a blog, video, whatever you like to call it this week, but I'm doing something that's a little bit different and you might find it interesting. It'll not be for everybody, but what we're having a go at this year, I've never tried before, is growing one of the giant potatoes, the heavyweights for arrogate.
Yeah.
There's certain varieties you can do it with and there's a certain way that you actually do it. So we've got 6 Martyn here, Dan.
Yep.
Which I've chitted and got the eye going. Now what you do if you're after a real heavyweight is you don't want to plant the potato seed.
Right.
I need to remove one eye. That's one eye.
Right, okay.
Yeah. The reason for this is one eye will produce less potatoes.
Right.
So I'm trying to produce the least potatoes I grow, the more chance of an heavyweight. So really I'm trying to get it down to there's just one potato to each potato plant.
Yeah,
yep.
Makes sense.
So I need a sharp knife, which is always dangerous with me. Yep. And I need to basically core this out then. And when I've done this, I've just shown you what we're doing here, I will just have a look at tomatoes before we go as well, so they've moved on. This is where the end of the fingers goes.
Yeah. Probably best with a kitchen knife rather than a little Stanley knife.
Yeah. We have got some, you need to take a bit of the core with you, with the potato with you. Yep. So 3/4 full pot, that's clover potted and bedded. Top him up. And the difference is, you see, when you're going to just plant your potatoes, you just plant them in ground or in buckets, whatever. In a bucket, you might chase them up with compost.
Yeah.
But these are going to be a bit more like we're growing a plant from seed, so they'll get potted on.
Yeah.
So once it shows through this and we get a bit of green growth on, we'll go up to a 1 litre and we'll keep moving them on up to sort of middle of May, June time, when each potato will have a 35 litre pot.
Yeah.
Or bucket, or maybe it's slightly bigger, just depending.
So I suppose with you potting them on like that as well, you'd be able to check the tubers just to make sure that there is one. And what
I'll do as we go up in pot size is I'll keep checking the roots, and if these small potatoes forming, I'll rub them off and just leave one each time, until it gets up to like the 35 litre weight. It's more or less impossible to do it then. Like I said, these are Martyn, and I've got Martyn and Picasso this year to try the giants with, the heavyweights. Condor is the one that most of the exhibitors and giant veg growers seem to go for. But it's a real struggle trying to get the seed potatoes for Condor this year. Yeah. So we've had to find an alternative. And I asked around 1 or 2 of those in the know, and they pointed me in the direction of Martyn. I'll do one more, then we'll have it's 20 to 1 at the moment down here, and we're going live with a podcast at 1 o'clock, so we've got one eye on the clock, Dan, haven't we?
We have. It's,
time and tide waits for no man.
That's it. So I suppose, obviously, with the other bit of the potato, if you didn't like throwing out away, could you still grow that? You
could, yeah. The only thing I'd worry about with that is because I've severed it.
Yeah.
There's always chance for a risk of infection or damp or mould getting in. Yeah. So I won't, I'll disregard them. But obviously you could take that eye off and set it away as well to do more giants. So. Yeah, that's it. It's all right. I'm trying to get one out that I've just planted up. That's it. Yep, so I'll just sit them over there, Dan. And then, like I said, when we start seeing some growth, they've come on probably 2 or 3 leaf sort of stage, they'll get potted up. At the sort of next pot size, which will be roughly what these tomatoes, and I'll start adding some fertiliser as well.
Yeah.
What they've got is just what's in the compost now. Excuse me. So a quick look at tomatoes before we have to shoot off then. Yeah. They're just there, though. These are the ones we're doing for trial, Dan. 2 weeks in these pots now. That's where the tape was. Basically, that's the height they were when they went into these pots, and they have shot on now.
Yeah.
That's the coir. the reason I started them early was to get some cuttings. There's cuttings there now, look. Yeah, we'll leave them on for this week. Let them grow on a little bit, then I'll take them off next week. These have been watered today, like I said, they all get the same water, so they've had half a litre each of water this morning.
So,
no feed.
Up to press then, have you noticed, is there anything that is concerning you, or?
No, what I have noticed is this on the coir.
Yeah.
Interveinal chlorosis of yellowing at leaves. I know why that is, and that's because there's no nutrients in coir. All the other composts have got some sort of nutrients in. That don't concern me because they'll be going. I mean, I said I'd give them a feed on the first truss. Now this has got a truss on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think next week when they go up into the next pot size, they'll get the first feed as well, which will just be a balanced feed for now.
Yeah.
Just to keep them all green. Yep. And I've checked them. And not if you can get it on that, Dan.
Yeah, yeah.
These are in, I think they're in a 2 litre. So these are going up next week into a 5 litre.
Right.
Keep it same composting for the trial going. And that'll be the last pot then. The next pot after 5 litre will be in the 30 litre buckets that are going to be grown in. That's it, just a quick update. Something a little bit different about growing giant potatoes.
Yeah.
Never done it before, but we'll give it a go.
You never know if you don't try it, yeah.
See what happens, you never do. We'll definitely be back next weekend because I start seed sowing in earnest next weekend.
Yeah, and there's carrots as well.
There's carrot. Has your carrot bed?
The sand's coming this week.
Yeah, so we can have a look at that.
Yeah,
I've also transplanted some parsnips and carrots into tubes which we can look at.
Yeah.
And I'll be doing some more of that this week.
Have you got a couple of them left in the tubes, just so we can show?
I might have.
Yeah.
I might have.
Just so you can show that
Yeah. So no worries. Keep at it. Summer's here.
We'll see you later.
Yep. We'll see you next week.